The professor saw a still cowboy standing at the cave entrance, a gun hanging from his waist. He called out several times, but there was no response. As the professor approached the cowboy, a transparent barrier suddenly appeared in front of him. Upon touching the barrier, the professor entered the transparent area. The moment he passed through the barrier, the cowboy slowly began to move. As the cowboy returned to his normal speed, the professor noticed that the light outside the cave was flickering and flashing. Soon, strange noises echoed from within the cave, and the professor instinctively felt that something was wrong. He immediately started running, but to his shock, it was already night outside. When he returned to the parking spot, he found the car covered in overgrown weeds, as if it had been abandoned for years. Inside, a student's backpack was still there, leading him to conclude that the student must have been here. Realizing something was amiss, the professor quickly turned around and entered the cave again. Gripping the remaining glow stick, he threw it deep into the cave. As he reached the barrier, the glow stick froze mid-air, as though time itself had stopped. When the professor stepped through the barrier, the glow stick fell. Still puzzled, he continued deeper into the cave. What he didn't know was that when he first passed through the air wall, 3 days had already passed in the outside world. After confirming the professor's disappearance, the students quickly started the car and drove full speed toward the mountain to search for him. Upon arriving, they found a rope next to the old car. Following the rope, they discovered a cave, which they believed the professor must have entered. After discussing it, they left one person behind to stand guard, while the others reorganized the rope and entered the cave again. Not long after, they encountered the air wall, and a terrifying scream suddenly came from deep within the cave. Panicked, they ran towards the entrance, but as they climbed, the rope snapped. They thought it was a prank by their teammate outside. Continuing to search the cave, they discovered their companion's lifeless body. They picked up his camera and were shocked to realize that he had been waiting outside the cave for an entire year. Unable to bear the growing anxiety, he had decided to enter the cave to search for the professor. But unexpectedly, the rope snapped, and he fell hard to the ground. Confusion followed. They remembered entering the cave only a few hours ago, yet for their companion, an entire year had passed outside. Despite not understanding the reason, they knew that the strange cave had something to do with it. The most urgent task was to leave, and they no longer trusted the rope. Therefore, Kelly, the only one with climbing skills, decided to climb out of the cave and call for help. But she was nearly paralyzed by the sight she saw outside. As she looked out, all she could see was barren land. The composition of the air outside caused Kelly to feel physically ill. What tormented her even more was that the satellite phone had no signal here. A vast sandstorm surged towards her, and Kelly quickly climbed higher, hoping to get a signal. As she anxiously searched for a signal, she was horrified to see a strange triangular structure floating in the sky. Seeing that floating building, Kelly dared not linger any longer. She hurried back into the cave and told the others what she had seen. But no one believed Kelly's story, since from their perspective, she had just gone up there. Had time stopped?